Hey guys, it's Krell, and I wanted to go over a how-to video of how to draw like Hanacue. And let me just preface by saying that this video, I'm still working on multiple series at once that I have like all these ideas, okay? So even if I'm working on this video doesn't mean that I'm not gonna continue with the giving art advice videos. I just have many ideas, so I'm just publishing whatever videos I want to work on first. I'll still come back to review the rest of the submissions for that. So anyways, I started off with my sketch and I'm gonna go over the things that I noticed about her art style. So I am also an artist, as you may know, and our art styles are pretty different. So I had to kind of learn some elements of her style. Some things that I noticed right away was her line art it's really thin and it only kind of thickens up around the face. It's especially thicker around like the sides of her face, and then her eyelashes are really stand out. Ignore how bad I made them at first. They look like toothpicks or something, but I go back and change that, okay? Her hair is also so flowy that it kind of has, you can see that I doodled it on the side. It has kind of like this twirly motion that like goes back and forth, and I kind of just did that for all of the hair strands, how they kind of are almost like they're looping in circles. If you do like a little scribbly scribblies, you probably would replicate it well. I gave her a bow because I thought it was cute, and I feel like a lot of her characters have bows. She also has like hair that is kind of in the front view versus hair that is in like the back. So the way that I'm gonna shade this is I'm gonna shade the hair that's closest to us like this vibrant pink, while the rest of the hair that is farther away is gonna be more of like this orangey pink color, because I noticed that the background hair, like I guess I would describe it as like your foreground and then their background hair. The background hair has less detail, but it kind of has like this little tint to it. Also, for the general face shape, her male characters tend to have kind of slimmer, longer faces, but for her female characters, it seems like they have these smaller noses. Usually she only does like two little nostrils and then like some blush on the top of the nose, or maybe like one or two lines at most. And for her male characters, it seems that like they have a nose line that goes upwards. You can see that with her Nouvellette fan art. He has a more pronounced nose, while her other characters usually have small noses, and they have very round faces, very like chubby cheeks. Their necks are also usually shaded like a dark color, and then it's given some maybe blues or purples on the underneath. Her line art doesn't usually look like solid black. I think it might be like a dark blue, dark purple. The eyebrows are also not one line. It seems like they're blocked out as like a little how do I word this? They have a color in them, so I guess you could technically just draw like a straight line and then color over it for an eyebrow, but they aren't just a one line like how I normally do them. The eyelashes, I feel like, are such a main part of her drawings and her characters. I feel like I immediately want to look at that because they're just so pretty and so recognizable. Usually her characters also have like this pinkish reddish around the eyes, which is kind of like the shadow or maybe some makeup. Her lips have almost like this little airbrush, like pink color, and with like an airbrush type of thing, with maybe like two little highlights on the bottom lip. I don't usually give like a lip line, so this was very different. Her lighting is also, if lighting is added, it feels kind of harsh. Not always, but the picture that I'm referencing, you can see how the light is very heavily coming from one side. I'm not really sure which what she uses for that, but I'm pretty sure I used an ad layer and I went over with like a white or maybe an orange a little bit. I know she posts tutorials, but I actually admittedly have not really seen many of them. This is kind of just me going off of what I can see. The way she shades eyes is really cool. It almost looks like she uses an airbrush at times. Not always. I guess it kind of differs. The way that I drew mine was I noticed that she has kind of a lighter color at the bottom and then like a darker, more saturated color on the top. She usually has black pupils. Not always, but a lot of them do, with almost like a few little highlights. Some of them can be at the bottom. Some of them are somewhat towards the top. There's also usually some shadowing, like on the underside of her eyelashes, I guess. There's kind of like this grayish color, but sometimes it's more of a blue. I would say that her line work doesn't really vary too much. It's kind of thicker towards the focal point, which would be the character's face. I feel like she does such a good job at illustrating immediately where I want to look. A lot of her characters are kind of just like front facing, or you can immediately see them. They are the focal point. She does a lot of highlights that go across the hair that look almost like they were done in like one stroke and then just altered a little. I didn't add like a central highlight that went across the hair because I think I just couldn't get it right. I couldn't totally get it accurate. I also used her VTuber model as reference because I felt like it was such a good reference for her shading. And there, we're done. Let me know what you think if I got even somewhat close to her style. I mean, probably not because I've never really attempted it before, but I hope that what I said was at least somewhat helpful. If you have any questions, you can ask me. I obviously don't have nearly as many years of experience, but I feel like as an artist myself, there are things that I was able to discern even without seeing a tutorial about it specifically. There's a lot you can analyze in artist's work, and I feel like that's something that's really interesting to me. And obviously I'm
Far from.
first to make a video analyzing her style. Hopefully I can add something new that you might not have already seen. Though when I posted something about this, it was a short of me drawing this, and the comments immediately recognized this as her style, so that must mean I'm doing something right. If you have any other artist suggestions that you want me to cover, I absolutely will, so you can comment them if you want. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video about this. I really appreciate your support, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.